Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Stefan and I'm from Outcast Method, where we focus all on, actually just being outcasts. So if you don't fit into your 9 to 5 and you just feel like you can do so much more with your life, it doesn't necessarily mean you hate your 9 to 5. It just means you're different. You're different than the rest. You maybe have a different mindset, but there's something just missing in your life. Then this is the podcast for you guys. Today we'll be talking about Choose, which is actually a book by Ryan Levesque. So I'll just be giving you a little bit of a summary. If this podcast might be like 20, maybe even 30 minutes. I'm going to go through it as detailed as possible, but also as quick as possible. I know we all have busy schedules. So on that note, guys, let's cue the intro and let's go.
Welcome to the Outcast Method podcast. Here, I'll share my journey on gaining financial, location, and time freedom through the power of internet marketing. I hate the average, mediocre lifestyle where you wake up and go to a job you despise. And that's what makes me, and everyone that feels the same, outcasts. So, let's get rich, buy a Lamborghini, and tour the world. Welcome to Outcast Method.
Hey, alright guys, so time to get straight into this. Guys, if you haven't heard of Ryan Levesque, have you been living under a rock? No, I'm joking. So I only heard about him I heard about him actually like a year and a half ago. But long story short, I never really had the money to kind of invest in stuff. Like I bought a few books, but I couldn't buy 3 or 4 or 5 books a month. I was still a student last year, so I was living on bare minimum in my parents' house still. So when I got the chance to actually make some money and so on, I really started investing, and I bought he has 2 books. His most popular book that probably made him worldwide known is Ask Method, or The Ask Method by Ryan Levesque. And then he also brought out Choose Method. Now, the reason he brought out Choose Method, and I'm so freaking glad that he actually did this, I started reading. I didn't even know about his book. I'm talking about a week ago, last week Saturday. Today is the 18th of July 2019. So what's it? What was last Saturday? But a few days ago, almost a week ago, I really didn't even know he had a book called Choose. And I started reading Ask Method. I bought it on Kindle, and I started reading it almost 60%. I think I was 60% through, almost done with the book, or close to the end. And long story short, throughout the whole thing, the one thing that struggles or that bothers me, and that I know a lot of people struggle with, is choosing an audience. And I've been seeing I haven't really found a book that really outlines exactly what it takes. What should you do when choosing an audience? You probably know, the first episode on this podcast was choosing an audience, where I gave you 3 tips or 3 questions that you should ask when choosing an audience, that I actually got from Russell Brunson in his book called .com Secrets. He has 2 books, Expert and .com. So I think I got it from .com if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, the biggest problem with Ask Method that he actually found, and this is something I also saw when I read the book, is that, alright, so I know how to get my email list now. What if I don't have a niche? What if I don't have an audience? How do I identify which niche to go into? Because everyone's making millions in the freaking weirdest niches. And, we just all want to go into internet marketing and whatever. So I'm still doing the internet marketing thing. The reason for that is because I really have a passion for not really passive income, but striving for passive, and not really passive necessarily, but the fact that you can scale your money instead of working a 9 to 5, where you are kind of limited, honestly, to the amount of money you can make, because you only have so much time in your day. So yeah, guys, I started reading the book Choose. I actually watched a video of him after reading most of Ask Method, and he was advertising his book called Choose, and that's how I came across it. And I started reading it, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. He literally talks about how he went from, let me just get this right. He literally went from $500 living off a month. He didn't work. You'll see everything in the book. But so if you can buy the book, it's I think it was a bit more expensive actually than Ask Method. I think it was like $14 something or $15 on Kindle, which is not a lot if you're in America. I'm in South Africa, so our currency is like we have to pay 15 Rand. Rand is our currency. We have to pay 15 Rand. So 15 Rand, if you can't hear over the podcast, but 15 Rand for every dollar. So that was like 240 Rand for me. It's not a lot of money, but it's an average book price. But it's more expensive than Ask Method. I think I paid like 140 for Ask Method. Anyways, it might be, my math might be wrong now, but I think I paid 280 now that I think about it. But anyways, it's not expensive. Go get the book. So I hope the summary helps you, but he went from living off $500, like bare minimum. He wasn't working. His wife was bringing in the money. And he went from living off $500 to taking a business to $25,000 in 18 months. So that's a year and a half, guys. What? So it's insane, guys. I do believe you can do it quicker. The reason I believe you can do it quicker is because you can pay for speed, guys. So you can totally, read 5. I've like 5 books. I bought like with Ask and Choose Method. I bought 5 freaking books. I'm not nearly complete. The others I bought was like on copywriting. Now I don't really want to learn copywriting, but I think it's a skill that anyone can have. Anyone should have. Even if you have like, I know if you're doing ClickFunnels, there's like Funnel Scripts that does the copywriting for you. But I do believe you can use copywriting in your daily like language. Converting people that you talk to. I think it's something that you should really consider. So I bought 2 books by Dan Kennedy, The Ultimate Marketing Plan, and also bought Ultimate Sales Leader. And there was another one, but I can't remember the other one now. But anyways, I think the best would be to get started. This is how he went from like $500 to $25,000 a month profit in his business. And this is how he chose his audience. So there's a few steps. Let me just quickly count. I took some notes. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. So it's actually not that much. But like I said, it's not a long book. I think it's like 200 pages. It took me like probably like 2-3 days. So I read quite a lot, especially on Saturday. I read like probably like 60% of it, and then I was quite busy, so I took a little bit of a break, and I read the final part yesterday and the day before. So guys, step 1 of the choose method. So this is the method that you take to start getting your audience. So whether you have no business, no idea, this is really cool. So you start brainstorming and brainstorming markets and just ideas. When the book started out like this, I was like, okay, brainstorming again. I know. But honestly, when you read the book, he really tells you why it's so important. So you literally, I went and I contacted my sister. I contacted like a lot of my friends, my family, and also people that would be brutally honest with me. So I asked them, all right, so what am I good at? What do you think I'm good at? What do you always ask me for advice? Something, what do you think I'm good at? What do you think I'm passionate about? And so that was quite, I got some great answers from a lot of people, and it really helped me to just kind of get like an idea of what people actually think I'm good at. And long story short, came up with quite a lot of ideas. So think about stuff that you're passionate about, that you're good at, that I don't know, that you've mastered. Maybe you're like a great, gardener, or you're a great tree cutter, or you're a great coffee maker. I seriously don't know. I'm just like brainstorming now for you guys, but things that you do in your everyday life, just don't with the brainstorming session, don't not write something down. Write everything down that like comes to your head. Write it down like immediately. Even if it's like washing the dishes, just write it down, guys. It's really important that you do that. You can easily make like 2-3 page list of this just by thinking, contacting some friends and family and people, and just asking them what you're good at. So someone that knows you and that really likes you and whatever, they don't necessarily have to like you, but start brainstorming ideas. So you can even go onto Google and just type in like niche ideas or whatever, and see stuff that like interests you. So yeah, write down your interests, your passions, your hobbies, your whatever. Okay, so just make like a massive list, at least like a page. I think I made like a page when I started, and that eventually as I started thinking about it, and went to like 2 pages, 3 pages. So just start. Don't force it, just go for it. So yeah, that's the first step, is just like start brainstorming markets. And in that chapter, he also goes over what type of entrepreneur you are, and also like what type of service you should, or product you should be selling. So he advises to sell education and expertise. The reason is because it's massively scalable. You don't have to really focus on like shipping and the customer service, of course, but no shipping of products and returns because it's broken and whatever. So the main focus is just educating the people. So think when you're thinking about your niches, still write them down, but just like start brainstorming. What could you teach people and about this? And could you teach people? Could you make a video course? Could you make a blogging or a blog about it? Can you make YouTube videos about it? There's a lot that you can do. So think about some content that can be generated with your niche. Second of all, the second step after doing this, you need to create some bullseye keywords. So this is where your first like statement would probably be like, let's say you're into music production. It would be like, I want to help people create higher quality music, or produce better music, or produce top producer quality music. I'm just like making stuff up in my head, but anything like, let's say you're a good gardener. I want to help people garden better, or water their flowers perfectly. I don't know. I'm just like making stuff up, but that's how you want your brainstorming session to go. Is I want to help people blank. I want to help people blank. I want to give people blank. Just like a lot of stuff like that. Now the second step is basically taking that into keywords. So let's take the music production, for example. So your statement would be, I want to help people produce higher quality music. Maybe even like, I want to help people produce high quality electronic music, or acoustic music, or death metal music, any music or whatever. Your keyword would probably be like music production, or high quality music production, death metal music production, or death metal production. There's a lot of things that you can just play around with it. Write everything that comes to your head. Think about what people would actually be typing in Google. If you have access to an AdWords account, Google AdWords, I think they changed it to Google Ads now. But if you have access to that, you can use their keyword planner to like get ideas for keywords, or just go to Google and type in, let's say, music production, and then you go to the very bottom and you'll see some alternative keywords or synonyms and stuff that you can use. So definitely try that. Write everything down that you can. So maybe take like 10 of your brainstorming ideas and write all the possible keywords you can down, and then you have like at least 100 or 50 or whatever keywords, and that's when you take it to the next step. Now the next step is where the real not work comes in, but the real icebreaker comes in. So this is where probably most of your ideas are going to fall flat, which is good. It's not bad. You want as fast as possible, especially if you have like 10 ideas. You want some ideas to fall off as soon as possible so that you can get to the best ones. If you have like 2 or 3, it's a bit of another situation. You want your ideas to succeed. So yeah, anyways guys, the third step is the Google and the Amazon test. Now this involves testing if your keywords, so that the keywords that you gave in the second step, testing if those keywords are actually working in Google and Amazon. Now when he first said Amazon, I was like, I don't, it's kind of weird. But when I read through it, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. So how the testing in Google works, you basically type in your keyword. So let me just think. He used an example that was quite good in the book. He used memory improvement. All right. So I think he typed in memory enhance or no. Memory something like, let's just say memory enhance. And when he typed that into Google, you know what came up, guys? Not like, memory improvement, like USB drives. I don't think it was memory enhancement, but he typed something in like that, and USB drives and, terabytes and gigabytes and, all the electronic equipment came up. So that keyword was definitely not the one he was looking for. Then he typed in improve memory, and a lot of courses and stuff like how you can improve your memory, how you can, improve your test results by improving your memory, and just a lot of tips and tricks. So then he knew, all right, so this is more or less what I'm focusing on. So it passed the Google test. Now he gives you access to like a lot of Excel sheets and Google Sheets and whatever. So you can really like just fill in the papers that it gives you. It really helps a lot. So to keep like track of everything that you're doing. So that's the Google test. When you type it in, make sure that the entire first page is relatable to what you're selling. So if you're typing in music production and cats and dogs and snakes show up, you know that this is not the keyword. So in that instance, it wouldn't happen. Music production definitely passed the Google test. Like the first 10 pages were like, all about music production and the type of music production that you're doing. So that's the Google test. The Amazon test is basically the same. You type in the keyword there, and that basically gives you an idea. Look for stuff like books and products related to what you're selling. So when I typed in music production, I got like ebooks and physical books that were teaching you how to basically produce music, and some of the other stuff that came up were keyboards and I think some CDs, some DVDs about music production, a lot of stuff that came up, but it was all related to my specific niche. So just basically, if you pass those two tests, you have a green light. If you don't, you should probably like alter your keyword. If you can't alter it, then there's probably no like massive demand for it, especially if you go like heavy specific, and you should go specific, but there's also like too specific. So do that and make sure it passes like Google and Amazon, both tests. So that's step 3. Now the step 4 is quite important. So he basically in step 4 gives you the exact guide on how to choose a market that's the perfect size. Now, this is the perfect market size to take you to 6 and 7 figures. So, anything from 100,000 to $1 million. So that's really, he gives you the exact sweet spot. So he uses Google Trends to do this, and he gives you like 4 keywords basically. I don't want to give away his book completely, so I'm just gonna basically gives you 4 keywords that fall into the specific sweet spot, size sweet spot. So when you have your keyword and you type it in there and it's way above it or way below it, it's not going to work. So you're looking for a keyword that falls into that specific range. So for this, I'd really do recommend buying the book. I want to support the guy because he really put in a lot of time, a lot of effort into this. So I'm not going to give away the keywords, but you can figure this out. You can probably like check out his videos and some of his products that he does or that he has done before, and that'll probably give you a good indicator of the keywords that he's using, because it does relate to his previous like success stories and so on. So definitely try that. That's, you use Google Trends basically to identify the market sweet spot. Step 5, the second last step, is about identifying the competition, and it's basically a competition test. Now, this is also a really hard one because I don't really believe that a market is anytime like oversaturated. The reason for that is because let's take dropshipping for an example. The reality is that it's an oversaturated, in air quotes, market because everybody is doing it. But the reality is that only 1 or 2% of all these people, I think it's even less than 1% maybe, but probably like only 1 to 2% are making like at least $10,000 a month, or even like $5,000, $6,000 a month. I know for sure that most people, like maybe it's up to 5%, but I doubt it. I think it's like 2% of all the drop shippers out there are really making like 5 to 10K at least a month. I know a lot of people making like 30 to 100K a month with drop shipping, But that's really that's like the 0.1% of people. So that's why I don't really believe it's oversaturated ever, because most of the people aren't making money, so it's oversaturated in air quotes. But there's so much opportunities to still like make money, because most of the people aren't making money, and if they're making money, they're making $100 a month. It's just not massive. So there's always space. There's always space to improve. There's always a way to maybe take dropshipping to another level. So if you want to read more about that, go read. I think it's Red Ocean. I don't know if the book's name is Red Ocean, Blue Ocean, but basically it's about creating your own unique ocean in a red ocean. Red ocean being oversaturated market, blue ocean being your unique idea or way of doing things. So I don't really believe in oversaturation, but I do believe that it's good to identify. And he really uses kind of a weird method. I've never heard of it, but it worked for him. I know he's making like at least like $1 million a month. Maybe like more like $800,000-$900,000 a month. But Ryan Levesque is crazy rich. He's making a lot of money. So this is working for him. So his test is basically using Amazon again. So he basically identifies the ads on Amazon. So he has 3 levels, which is a green light, a yellow light, and a red light. So green light being you can go forward with this idea. Yellow light being you can maybe go forward with it, but just like be careful. It might be oversaturated. It might be undersaturated, if that's even a word. But that's basically what the competition test is about. And the red light, of course, is don't do this, don't do this. So he gives you exactly like the exact amount of ads you should see. So if it's like between 2 million and 5 million, I'm not going to give the exact amounts away, mainly because I can't remember the exact amounts. I'll have to read up again. But buy the book, guys. Buy the book. I'll probably leave a link for you down below. I don't even know. I don't think it'll be an affiliate link. If it is, cool. That's great, because I mentioned the book to you. If it's not, it's chilled. I don't know if he has affiliate links, so I'll check that out. But anyways, he gives you like 3 ways. 3 lights, basically 3 indicators to tell you to go forward or to slack this idea, to cut this idea from your arsenal of ideas. Okay, guys, so the last step, this is actually going quicker than I thought we'd be like at a half an hour already, but our last step would be the market must-haves. So these are the things that you need to have in your market. Even if you passed all the tests, you need to have these, okay? And he mentions a lot of ideas and stuff that he had that he actually pursued. He made some money, and then he just like went flat. He got like to a point of $10,000 per month with one business in his book. And long story short, like within, I didn't think he mentioned any time frame, but within, let's say, like 6 months to a year, he lost it all. It just like went from $10,000 to literally zero. So that's crazy. So market must-haves. It must be an evergreen market. So if you don't know what an evergreen market is, go Google it. It's basically something that has been there for decades and decades and decades. Something like fitness. Fitness started way before computers and way before technology. Fitness was something like in I don't know, a long time ago. Okay, so I don't know when fitness, the word like started and got its name, but I know people have been fighting and running and Tarzan and stuff. Tarzan was a fit guy. So fitness has been like a massive part of like our daily lives forever. So that's an evergreen market. Other evergreen markets are stuff like making money, whether that's making money with investing, making money with I wouldn't necessarily go into like Bitcoin. The reason, you can. I wouldn't say it's an evergreen market. The reason is because it just started. The whole cryptocurrency thing just started like 9-10 years ago, maybe 2010, 2009. It only got big like in 2012, 13. So maybe even later, like 2015. I'm not 100% sure about the dates, but it's kind of an evergreen market because it's been there for like 9 years, where like fidget spinners was there like for 2 months. So don't go into fads, don't go into fidget spinners or stuff like that. It must be something that has at least been around for just like set a time frame, like at least a decade, at least 10 years. at least maybe I try and go for stuff like 20 years and on. But if you can do 10 years, why not? It's not something that's going to just like disappear in the next year or so. So probably go for it. Second thing is it must be an enthusiastic market. That's basically the people must be passionate. Like they must be really passionate about it. And a good example of that is fitness and let's say music production actually as well. People are really, really, really passionate about those things. The third thing you must watch out for, he names it a $10,000 problem. And when he said that, I was like, yo, if I go into music production, nobody's going to pay me $10,000 for like ideas or for like a course or something. But then he went on and explained it quite well. It's not about the price tag. Your price tag doesn't need to be $10,000. What he means with this is that it must be something that for someone this is urgent. The problem must be really urgent. So he uses the example of, let's say, dog training, dog potty training. So when your dog pisses on your floor, it's not that big of a deal. Take a towel or whatever and just clean it up. But when you're taking a vacation and you need to take your dog with, and he's going to go on the airplane and he pisses the entire airplane wet and it's stinking the entire 14-hour flight. Everybody's mad at you for the dog pissing on the floor. And then when you land at the other side, the airplane company tells you that you're never allowed on the plane again, and you're stuck in another country, and your visa is gonna expire in the next 14 days, and when that happens, you're in jail for the rest of your life. I don't know. He like really goes all out, and he says this is really extreme, but it's all about for some people the problem must be serious. The problem must have the capability of going like massively crazy. So when someone really has that type of problem, he'll probably buy a dog training course, a dog potty training course. So it's just like there must be the opportunity for this to be a serious problem or a habit or hobby or whatever. So something like that. The fourth thing is there must be future problems. So let's say something like the potty training for the dogs again. When they have potty trained the dog and now the dog starts barking, and you want to know how to train your dog to stop barking so much, that's a future problem. Or something like let's think about the dog thing again. The dog, I don't know, has a runny tummy. How do you get the runny tummy to fix? Stuff like that. The music production, when you have a music production course, the next course would be probably how to start DJing and how to get into massive festivals and how to get signed to a record label. Something that whatever you're selling like your first product, it must create like another problem for the user, and you're going to solve that problem with the next course and the next course. So that gives you the opportunity to make money consistently with this. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. There must be future problems. And then lastly, which is probably the most obvious one, but everyone that I know forgets this, your audience must have money. They must have money. They must have capital. So something like music production is not probably always the best thing to choose, because music production actually passed every single thing that I mentioned. The biggest one was, I'm not 100% sure if everybody has money, because the average music producer is like 16 to 21. I was a music producer. I still produce music in my off time, but I didn't always have money. I wanted to buy software and a DJ system, but I just didn't have the money. So I'm definitely not going to spend $900 on a course telling me how I can get signed to a record label. So just make sure that your audience is has money and has the capability of making money. There's ways around it, of course. You can probably target music producers in the age of 20 to 30 or 30 to 40, because I know there's a lot of people that produce music when they're way older. So that's basically the 5 things that your market must have, guys. So I'm sorry, this has almost been a half an hour, so that's crazy. This has been so great. I'm so glad that I could have shared this with you. I'll try and put the link down below where you can buy the book. Hopefully it's through my affiliate link, and I can make something. No, I'm just joking. It's not about the money, but if you guys enjoyed this and you want to support me by going through my affiliate link, that would be really great. I think they give the book away for free. So the affiliate money would anyway not really be anything, but it's more than chilled, guys. I'm so happy to have had you here. Please share this with people that you think might enjoy this. It's really been an honor to help you guys, and I really hope you go get that book. It's really good. After this, definitely go buy Ask Method. After you read Choose first. Even if you have an audience, it's just something to think about. Maybe you're in the wrong audience, so really read that, and then do Ask Method, and then take it from there. Guys, this has been so great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon. I bought a camera, so I'll be going on YouTube very soon, and then we're turning the YouTube videos into podcasts, so that's going to be great. Thanks so much for joining, guys. This has been insane. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.